Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com. In this video, I'm going to show you 12 side jobs that pay good money in 2018. So if you've seen the video I did probably over a year ago, I did one called 10 side jobs that pay good money in 2017. But I had to update the list. Some of those are not that great anymore, and some things have changed, and then I also added a bunch of new ones to the list. So now there's 12, but some have been replaced, some of them have been deleted, and I'm going to show you some of the best ways to do this now in 2018. And if you need links to any of these resources or more information, I'll have all of that on one show notes page for you. So you don't need to worry about really memorizing links and stuff yet. So the first one is called RV Share. So this is one of the new ones, and what it does is it pays you if you have an RV to let other people use it. So it's kind of like you've heard of these rideshare platforms. Some of them didn't make it too well. Some of them are still around. Like Spinlister, for instance, didn't stay around too long. They were for like surfboards, snowboards, skis, and bikes and stuff like that. But they're no longer around. But this one is for RVs, and it's doing pretty good. So it's kind of between like Airbnb and Turo or something like that. So if you're not living in your RV full time, which you probably aren't, then you can rent it out in like a peer-to-peer rental marketplace. Some people, you know, earn a lot of extra money every year. Some even make, they've had some that have made like an extra $7,000+ just doing it a little bit on the side, stuff like that. So rvshare.com is where you'd go. You can put your city in there. If you're near a major city, obviously that'll help. If you want to see how much you can earn, you can click this button here, see what you can earn. It will give you an idea based on what you have. Like you have a class A, B, whatever. Whatever class RV you have, then it will tell you kind of based on your city and how much time you can probably rent it out for. And you can earn about $120 to $365 per day, and you can list your RV for free. So great as far as making extra money, pays really well, probably even better than the ones for cars and other stuff. Plus you have insurance coverage and things like that. Another thing you can do is deliver food for people. So the way these work is you go to something like Grubhub, or you go to .com, or you go to UberEats.com or something like that. Those are two of the biggest ones. There's other ones as well, but you just become a driver, kind of like you would for like Uber or Lyft or something, and then you get paid to you build a profile on the app, and obviously they're not going to worry about what you drive as much as you do when you're doing regular Uber or Lyft, because you're not actually having people in your car. You're just going to the restaurant where the order was made. Each one of these apps has partnered restaurants, like say with Grubhub, you might be able to order Olive Garden, while with Uber Eats, you might be able to order On the Border or something. So they have different restaurants they're partnered with, and then you can pick, people order their food, you pick it up for them under their name to go, and then you take it to their doorstep and they pay you. And usually you get a tip as well as a percentage of what is being paid. So, a lot of times the delivery order might be up to like $8 just for delivery. And then, you have taxes, and then you have also tips. And so like, for instance, if you were to do Uber Eats, you could sign up at ubereats.com, and then, you earn up to like, I think it's like $6 tips per order or something. And then if you do it right, I've heard people who have done this full time, they'll do multiple apps at a time. they'll do multiple deliveries at a time, and they'll do it very efficiently, and they'll make thousands of dollars a month doing this. So you can look up case studies of people who've done this full time and read more about that. But Uber Eats and Grubhub are two that I would look at if I were you. Another thing you can do is like subtitles for videos and things like that. You can even do captions. Rev.com is one of the better places to find work like this. If you want to do this, what you need to do is go to the About section, go to freelancers so that you can kind of work on your own time. And then they have transcriptionist work, captioning work, subtitle work, and translation work. You have your own schedule. You get paid via PayPal. It's very convenient. And then you get paid 40 to 65 cents per audio minute for transcription, captioning 40 to 75 cents per video minute. But if you look at subtitles, look how much they get paid. $5 to $8 per video minute. So just do some math and see how much you could actually earn per hour doing that, where, you know, on the low end you might be making like $300 per hour or something. So you watch the video, you translate captions from English to another language. So you might want to be familiar with another language, or maybe you can, you know, if you're good with like Google Translate or something, you might be able to do something like that. So usually if you just have, you know, pretty good listening skills, you're fairly aware of multiple languages, and you can, you know, type pretty fast, things like that. That's about all you need for this type of work. So then you click apply now next to Subtitler, or if you want to do one of the others, you can, of course, and then you get paid weekly via PayPal, and that's basically how that works. Another thing you can do is get paid to sell things like t-shirts and other merch online. So one really cool update about Teespring is Teespring, of course, is one of the ones I usually recommend for this type of stuff, because you just go, you click this button here, you click start designing, and then it'll log you in after you've created your free account. You start designing it. You can design phone covers, shirts. Some of the best ones are usually related to like a YouTube channel, like DeFranco, you know, 2024, like he's running for president or something. Engineer, so these are shirts for like engineers that only people who you know, have engineering degrees and jobs would understand. Stuff like that. So you can kind of have your own little niche of merchandise that you can sell. You can do phone covers, shirts, pants, mugs, all kinds of stuff. You just design it, and instead of you having to do all these manufacturing deals and sell them out of your garage and deal with shipping and handling and customer support, they do all that for you for a small commission. So they've actually partnered with YouTube, and now if you have a YouTube channel, you can go like directly to Teespring and promote your merchandise directly on your channel. One example is Graham DeFranco, or James Franco, or DeFranco, whatever his name is, and Philip DeFranco, that's his name. Anyway, Philip DeFranco on YouTube has a pretty popular news channel, and what he does is talk about the latest news and gossip, blah blah blah. So he's got like 5 million followers or something, and he has, you know, this like running for president type merchandise that he sells, and each one is like $20 to $40, somewhere in that range, where he'll have flags, he has pillows. It's the same design on all kinds of different stuff. So that's just one thing you can do. That's a great way to make some extra money online, especially if you're more creative. You can even go to like 99 Designs or you know, a freelance website and get a designer to come up with a good one for you, as long as it's original and as long as you're not using any company names that are copyrighted or anything like that. And another thing you can do, of course, I mentioned Uber and Lyft earlier, but if you have a decent four-door vehicle that's not too old and you have a good driving record, you know, background, things like that, you can drive as kind of a freelance taxi driver for Uber and of course Lyft. Here lately, it seems like a lot of people are kind of going more towards Lyft because Uber does have a controversy here and there. but Uber still probably has the bigger network. So it's kind of dependent on what you want. You want the bigger network with they're constantly changing. It seems like they're the management of the company and things like that. But Lyft still probably has a much smaller base of people. So I would recommend one of those if you want to sign up as a driver. You can just go on the main page. And another way you can make money from these is you can refer other drivers, or if you can refer other riders as well. So you have referrals plus what you make from tips and from the percentage that you get from delivering people from point A to point B. Another thing you can do is Amazon Flex. So if you've ever noticed that you sometimes get like Amazon deliveries and they'll be like on a Sunday or something when there's no usual mail deliveries, especially like in the United States. I know they don't have, like the U.S. Postal Service doing deliveries on Sunday usually. So they came up with their own like freelance delivery service where you can make $18 to $25 per hour to deliver Amazon packages to people's doorsteps for them. So you get paid $18 to $25. You're your own boss. You take care of your own taxes and all that. But it's a nice little Uber type thing on the side where you get paid to take these orders to people's doorsteps. And that's all you do. You usually don't even have to interact with people unless they just happen to already be outside or something, which most of the time they aren't. You just drop it on their doorstep, leave. You don't have to hand anything to people. You have even less interaction with people than you do with, say, food delivery, where you at least have to hand something to them, say, there you go, thank you, blah, 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 bye. And so even if you're like introverted, you're not real outgoing, you don't like dealing with people all the time, this could still be a great way to make some extra money on the side. And you're working for one of the biggest companies in the world. Another thing you can do is freelance. So that is pretty much going to cover any skills that you have. So there's two main ones I want to show you. One is Fiverr, which here lately has giving you more chances to make bigger money. So they are competing more with sites like Upwork. Before, they would do like $5, $10, $15 orders, and that's about it. And Upwork and Guru.com and PeoplePerHour.com, those types of websites would get all the higher paying gigs. So now they're attracting more and more like professional people to Fiverr because you can, start out selling stuff for $5 to $10 or so, and then work your way up to selling stuff for thousands of dollars per gig. And the thing is, on Fiverr, they approach the freelancer, and on Upwork, the freelancer kind of has to apply for current available jobs. So that's the difference. On Fiverr, everything's taken care of through the platform. You message each other back and forth to make sure you know what they want. They hire you to do something based on a choice of gigs that you give them. So, for example, if I were to go to digital marketing, let's say I went to social media marketing, and then I wanted to hire somebody to, make a product go viral. You can see that this one starts at $680. It's a pro user, and this is just a random example. They'll have a video. Usually they'll have like past results and stuff. But you can go to these different packages, and it'll tell you the average delivery time. If you want to speed up delivery time, there's extra charges for that usually, and all that type of stuff. You get to see all this stuff about the profile. So you can easily just click a few buttons, get paid, do these things for people. And Fiverr is one of the better places to do these types of gigs. So if you're good with marketing, graphic design, video editing, pretty much anything, you can sell that on Fiverr. And then another thing is Upwork, of course. You're still probably going to have a more professional network. Probably people with the most money will come here still. They used to be called Odesk, if you've ever heard of Odesk. But they're trusted by a lot more major businesses probably, whereas more individually based at Fiverr. But of course, like I said, Fiverr's trying to change that narrative. So Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, either one is great. Another thing you can do is tutor people. So if you're good at certain school subjects, you can teach students online through like a Skype style platform where you're doing video chat one-on-one, and teach people stuff using tutor.com, or you can go to a site like Wyzant. And a lot of these make quite a bit of money per hour. You might make like $25 per hour just teaching people, or a lot more, of course, depending on, your expertise, who's getting the lessons and things like that. But tutor.com, one of the biggest ones, they've had over 16 million sessions. And then, of course, Wyzant is like a direct competitor with them as well. They do English, they do different languages, test prep like SAT and ACT, science, math, all this type of stuff. Now, if you have pictures, you do not have to be a aspiring photographer necessarily, but you can use a site like Fope, which is actually an app you can get on your iPhone or your Android device. And you can sell your photos for $5 a piece per download with an unlimited number of downloads per image. So you get the app, you basically build an Instagram looking profile where you can follow people, you post pictures, you have a profile picture and stuff like that. But it tells you, like for instance, here's the app version. You can see the app on here. It's a really cool app, and what it does, it shows you what's been sold recently so you can get an idea and maybe find a few patterns of what's selling recently. Usually stuff around certain holidays, like if it's near Valentine's Day, you do some Valentine's Day photos. Those will sell better at that time of the year, stuff like that. And then of course you have your profile, you can follow people, they can follow you. It's like an Instagram that pays you for pictures where, companies and individuals can purchase the rights to use your photos, and then you get paid money for photos you probably had on your phone anyway. So you can go through your phone. If you have a lot of pictures on your phone that you took with your Samsung Galaxy or your iPhone or your Google Pixel or something, you know that you have a good camera if you have any smartphone that's been made in the last few years. So you don't even have to get a lot of expensive cameras or equipment. And then another thing, of course, is if you want to get a little more professional, go to a stock image site like Shutterstock or iStock Photo or Getty Images or something like that, where you can sell a lot of more professional stock images. And what the professionals do is they upload like 50 to 100 new photos a month. So if you think you can get to that level and you're doing more professional stuff, you'll probably, of course, want to get a more expensive camera and stuff than just using your phone and things like that, and edit and do all that. But if you want to take it to the next level, Shutterstock's one of the better places to submit to. And another thing you can do as like a side job is if you have a cabin, if you have a room in your home, if you have a vacation home, whatever, you can, or if you like giving tours to people in the city that you're in, you can do all of that stuff and get paid. So you become a host. You don't even have to be there when people go. You may have used this before for personal use, like to stay in somebody's house while you're on vacation instead of a hotel or something. It just gives people more of a feel of what it's like to be someone who lives in that area, instead of just staying in like a cookie cutter basic hotel that is pretty much the same anywhere you go. So obviously different people have different ideas for what's a good vacation, but Airbnb is really taken off. And if you want to get paid to let people stay in your home or something like that, you can earn up to about a few $1,000s a month. And that's just for hosting a home, hosting an experience. An experience is like giving tours and stuff to people, whatever. Taking people to the best restaurants, stuff like that. Tell you hey, this is what you should order, whatever. So pretty much giving people a great vacation is what this is all about. And all you pretty much have to do is be a local in a place that people like to stay in. So it'll give you an idea of how much you can earn. You can go to the host a home area. It'll tell you like, all right, which location am I in, how many guests, enter a place, blah, blah, blah. And it'll give you an idea of how much you can make. Another thing you can do is make money from having your own courses or selling your own ebooks. Pretty much any type of free, or not free, but premium knowledge that you can teach somebody. Instead of doing consulting or instead of doing freelancing, you could go a different route and use your expertise and teach it to others in a course. Usually you'll have video lessons, and if you use a site like Udemy, for instance, there's a lot of traffic on here already. People will watch one course and maybe see yours and then take yours. And you can make hundreds of dollars per student, thousands of dollars per student, depending on how much you charge. And then they help you market it, that being Udemy, and then they take a small cut of the cost to get people to try your course. And then, of course, they leave a rating, you get reviews, and the better reviews you have, it'll get you even more business. And then you can promote your link to it on your website, your channel, etc. So it's a way to kind of get rid of a lot of the headaches that come with customer support, that come with securing your website with HTTPS, and with taking payments on your website, all that type of stuff. Surges in traffic that could lead to downtime with your hosting. All that stuff is out the window. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff if you host your course on Udemy. And then, of course, you can do ebooks. I've published a few ebooks, just mostly as tests and stuff, but ebooks are a really good way to make money online. You can get 70% royalties by selling on Amazon. And if you want to be on the biggest place in the world to sell books, Amazon is where you want to go. Obviously, that's how they started out before they started becoming an overall retailer. But Kindle Direct Publishing is at kdp.amazon.com. Of course, you'll have links in the show notes to these pages, but it'll allow you to publish books, especially ebooks, on Amazon. So, of course, that's the best place to sell books. You can also sell on Barnes & Noble's website and other ones out there, your own website as well, but pretty much every major book is on Amazon. That's probably the place to be. And then last but not least, Turo is a way for you to make a lot of extra money, as much as a few $100s a day, letting people drive your car or rent your car in a peer-to-peer way. So you just have like the where, the day, the time, and all of that stuff. And of course, it's covered by Liberty Mutual Insurance in case something happens, like a wreck or something like that. If you want to list your car, go up to the top, click list your car. It'll give you an idea of what to expect, how much you could earn, the market value of your car, days per month you could rent it. So if you have multiple cars, or you work from home like I do, or something like that, you're not driving every day, then you could list your car and make a few $1,000s a year, maybe per month, depending on what you can do. And it'll give you an idea how much you can earn based on what kind of car you have and how many days that you can rent it. So that is at Turo.com. So that's it for this video. If you thought this was helpful, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about the video or share something you'd like me to cover in the future, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and get your feedback. And also, I'll have the show notes, links to all of these resources that I mentioned, all that stuff on one page for you at selfmadesuccess.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can find a link directly to that page in the video description. So other than that, hope the video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.